Hey everyone, welcome to the Friday night special, and tonight's topic is mistakes that beginner homesteaders make. So, how's everybody doing out there? I'm going to roll back up here on the comments and start at the top and do a little roll call and say hi to everybody. All righty, Michael 58, CB, Kalen Strain, Uncle Al, Aideneer, Stringfield Ridge Farm, Howie, Food Forest Permaculture, and Courtney in the comments there, and Carol of Fishes and Loaves Life. It's Tammy Rebel Canners, right? Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tammy Rebel Canners. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm Monet 135, and Discover Sustainables here. How to Garden. The Evil Twin, aka
Frozen.
My Evil Twin, Gray Man Prepping. And everyone's chit-chatting good, keeping up talking. The Best Life, hey, how's it going?
I put my stuff in the private chat for you.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Probably stuff you already hit on, so
yeah,
it's just kind of repeated.
Yeah.
And
yeah, okay. So, right. And we're going to be covering some of that stuff that you have put in the private chat. Let me go back to comments here. Okay, so what are mistakes that beginner homesteaders make?
Wow.
Well, let me put it this way. Before I pick on, everyone thinks I'm picking on homesteaders. Beginner of anything usually makes mistakes. How do we learn?
Looks like that was me making the furring rows in that field. Sorry, I need new glasses, folks. I can't see straight no more. So I'm sorry I planted wrong.
This is what happens when you use GPS over and over again, folks.
That's what happens when you program the GPS wrong. All right, so let's take a look here at what I'm talking about here. When you go to buy your homestead land, do your research first, because hey, they may not tell you, oh yeah, we get flooded out here every other year, or yeah, the pasture's a little low and that's where the water collects. It just kind of collects after every rainstorm, you know. Yeah, and you can't get out there really to check on the cows or anything. Or you get the places, oh, we forgot to tell you there's no water rights. You can't dig a well, and you know it costs too much to bring water in. Otherwise, you know, there's no way to water your crops once the rain stops. So you need to research the place you're going to set up your homestead at. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, forget, we get wildfires here all the time, like up in Napa and Sonoma counties. Or you bought it from you bought it from pictures on realtor.com or Zillow or whatever else, and then when you get there, it's wait, that's not the pictures of the place I bought. Man, the barn is supposed to be in great shape. Now, what's going on here? This is not what I bought.
The barn is in great shape. You looked at the wrong one.
Yeah. Now we talked a little about this. You know, without any point of reference, you can, if you're just out there, you buy all the nice farm equipment and stuff. You go out there and start putting seeds down, and you don't have a point of reference. You're going to wind up going over your previous rows. Everyone seems in America, a lot of people in America seem to have this romantic notion of homesteading. You know,
it'll be just like the 1930s when we were all family together in the 1800s, and it'll be just a hunk of dory peachy keen.
with Mom, Pa Kettle and the Beverly Hillbillies, and
You know what? Go back to that picture real quick. If I'm not mistaken, Mom be the one sitting on the far right looking at the camera. She does not look like she's happy. So there goes y'all's fairy tale dream. Yeah, Mama ain't happy. Ain't nobody happy.
yeah, the boy's not happy. The little girl's not happy.
It looks like a
Kind of hard to tell about her, but yeah.
Well, she's grinning. She's going, yeah, I got all these people right where I want them. They all going to be working tonight.
Yeah. So the
that one in the middle, that's me. She's smiling.
this one or this one?
The one with the hat. She
The one
looks
with
like
the hat.
smiling.
Yeah, probably on OP.
Which I'm kind of like really surprised. She must have had a lot of laudanum or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Must be feeling good.
Laudanum, opium. Have a little
No.
pipe, smoke it there.
No, they couldn't even get that out there in the prairie. So in reality, even in modern times, a homestead is hard work. Wrong spot. There we go.
We should have had Stringfield up here too.
Yep. There's a good show on Showtime. Is it Showtime? Or Discovery Channel? Homestead Rescue?
Mhm.
Yeah. There's
You have to
Homestead
watch-
Rescue and a couple other ones, and
Homestead Disaster.
Rainy TV, and yeah. So
Miss
Yeah,
Nina,
yeah.
Miss Nina. Most of my family can't stand me, even though I like all my family. Most of them can't stand me because I do my best to be prepared for anything, and they don't want to.
yeah.
I still love my family. They just don't like me that much.
Did it here? They ruined my front roses again.
They order anything from the Sears. Yeah, back in the day, anything, just had to pay for it. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. So, yeah. And as I can tell you, if you're setting up to, if you start doing your big garden stuff before you have a way to water it, guess what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'm considering.
Hey, that's about 16 gallons of water right there.
Yep.
Yeah, at almost 9 pounds a gallon.
Yeah, it's going to
8.8.
be rough.
Yeah.
That's why Uncle Alan's short.
But probably, as far as I can tell, and everyone in side chat that does it, Stringfield Ridge, Rebel Canners, anybody else, people get excited and they get too many, or they even just get the animals before they're ready for the animals. But a lot get too many animals for what they're ready to do. They have no idea of the work involved with the animals.
Yeah.
I mean,
Animal husbandry is not a fun topic if you have no idea what you're doing.
yeah. I'm looking at, if I'm looking at the upper left one up here, you got a couple donkeys up here. You got some alpacas. You got chickens. You got geese, turkeys, goats, sheep. I don't see a cow. That's probably
That's
around
the
on the
back
other side of the barn.
It's either that or they like donkey milk.
Yeah. But sometimes probably it's hurry. They've come from this modern world of hurry, rush, and again, we gotta hurry, we gotta do it all now. We gotta get all, rather than trying to get things fixed up first. And then they realize, I gotta feed the cows, I gotta feed the sheep.
That would be
Oh.
so irresponsible of me to get a cow. I only
that
have
one looks like it
2.5
needs-
acres. Like, that's so irresponsible.
That poor cow right there needs something to drink and eat.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So feeding the animals, whether it's cows, goats, chickens, sheep, whatever it is, horses, takes time, a lot of feed, and those bales aren't light.
80 pounds.
I had to throw this one in here because Courtney, how do you love the wintertime?
I hate it. I don't go outside. My husband does it. I hate it. I hate being cold.
Of course, if you have kids, you can put them to work.
Sure.
But
Get them off the electronics first.
Yeah. Well, and everyone says, "Oh, chickens." Okay, let's see. How to Garden has come in. Mary Beth has come in.
Howie snuck in.
LG Homestead has come in. And who else did I miss here? I think that if I missed somebody, I apologize.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. All right, so chickens. That's where most people start with animals. They start with chickens. But the problem is, you got to clean out that chicken shed. You got to keep, you just can't let it get nasty.
Can I
remember cleaning out my mom's with her banny chickens and stuff, and we'd have to wear a painter's mask and everything else because what lives in chicken poo?
All kinds of nasty bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
There's one particular one.
I don't know what it is. I just know you can get real sick.
Meningitis.
Oh.
I'm going to make a statement about this picture.
Mm-hmm.
That young lady looks like she's afraid to get dirty. Crawl your white little booty up in there and get dirty and get that, because you ain't cleaning that. That is a disgusting mess. You got a board there that needs replaced. Get off your butt. If you're going to have the animals, make sure you're not afraid to A, get dirty, B, know how to repair the coop when it needs work. Look at that top board up there, right at her head level there. It's warped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just barely sitting there. Okay, if you're going to have animals, be prepared to maintain the structure. Because I'll tell you right now, chickens, considering they poo and pee everywhere, and their poo is nasty and disgusting and it's wet, will destroy a wood structure in little to no time flat. Okay.
It says
So
you
if
get ammonia building up in it too, and it sits there too long. Hey,
Right.
Bob.
Hey, Bob.
So, I mean,
Hey, Bob.
there's another homesteader's mistake is not being prepared, both physically and mentally, for the work that comes with mainly chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Because chickens will destroy a wood structure in about 3 years.
They'll destroy
nice new-
everything.
What's
Yeah.
that?
They destroy everything.
Right.
Yep.
And it you build a nice structure, you put, let's say, $5,000 into building a structure. In 3 years, you better be prepared to start rebuilding part of that structure.
Always.
Yeah. Well, my dad did it right. We had a, I guess it was about a 25 by 25 or no, 24 by 24 square building, but it had a cement floor. And it had some really good hardwood 2x4s for the walls and stuff. This is built
Back when they
in the
still actually made
50s
a
and the
2x4,
40s.
2x4.
It was real. It was a real 2 inches by 4 inches, and it was some good hardwood, not the soft fur you get nowadays.
Right.
Hey,
big-
drops.
The big thing a lot of people forget is if you go to a commercial operation, it's usually cement and steel with wood sidings on certain areas, because we also have, with chickens, what else lives in all that material? I was going to tell something else with an S and a C, but in that material, and that's vermin, folks. I used to work for Foster Farms, and I used to take care of pens that hold 5,000 chickens. And you have to walk through, you have to be careful. You don't crush the damn things. You have to walk through the whole thing, check the water line, check the structure for vermin invasion.
Oh yeah, that's one of the problems we had back in the 60s at my parents' place. We had the Norwegian wharf rat invasion in the early 60s. And these aren't your normal rats. These are the ones that make your New York City rats run and hide.
They're the ones that'll make a full-grown German
through
Shepherd
wire.
run and hide.
What's the wire stuff? The square wire you rabbit cages and stuff out of. I just lost it. No, it's not netting, but it's got a almost maybe it's this little square 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch holes in it. and it's a heavy duty wire.
Right.
The stuff rabbits chew through.
Yeah, and they chewed through the wire to get at the chickens and stuff. Hardware cloth. That's it. Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Hardware
Because hardware
cloth.
cloth, we put that up everywhere because it's supposed to be heavy duty.
You should have met my rabbits. I had rabbits chew through that stuff like it was candy.
Right.
Yeah.
And why the Norwegian rats do that is to pull out pullets or small chicks, pinch them in the back of the neck, they'd be paralyzed, and drag them to their nest. Because I did find
they would go in there, and we've actually a couple times we had big chickens. We go in there in the morning, open it up, chicken be laying there, all of a sudden out from inside the chicken would crawl a couple rats, and off they'd go. They'd crawl,
Hello,
eat and crawl
Heritage.
inside it.
and eat the guts out.
Mm-hmm. Eat it from the inside
but
out.
For the smaller pullets and chicks, like Ontario Homestead learned, Norway rats will gather for a food larder. And he found out where it was, and there was like a composting pile of baby chicks. And there was like 40 rats in there.
Ugh.
Yeah. So like I said, folks, be prepared to understand all the rigors that you have to go through.
Now, what I have discovered
It kind of makes
that
you
works
hungry,
better
too.
than the hardware cloth, but is so much more expensive, but it lasts a whole bunch longer. Hey, Viper's in the house. Is frozen is expanded metal. That stuff is heavy duty, mean, vicious, and they can't get through it. Wrong. It jumped on me. Where is it? Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Howie's comment appeared. That's the one. All of a sudden, the chat just went, and I went to click. That's something else. You'll find mice and other critters in there. Butch, Sand Hollow Homestead. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Oh, ferrets. Yes, ferrets.
Ferrets can make good pets.
Okay, Heritage Art Homestead. Hey, how's it going? All right, so the next one here we're going to look at here. Am I going the right direction? Did I do that twice? I must have. Okay. So, no, I didn't. So, water. You got to have water for your animals. Good, clean water.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
It's all the alfalfa and algae and stuff.
I know
Going
exactly
over
what that cow's thinking. You put this in front of me, and you think you're going to sit here and take a picture of me? You better run before I charge you.
All right. Now, if you're raising these animals for processing, for your larder, you can have to, either if you do it by hand, especially like with chickens, which is what this setup is for, it's going to take hours.
Yeah.
Chickens or turkeys. You were telling us beforehand about doing your turkeys by hand.
Yeah. It took about 8 hours.
How many turkeys?
We had 10.
10 turkeys. So yeah, a long time. And then if you have a bunch, more than that, it's going to be you're going to be spending a lot of time doing this instead of doing other stuff. Hey, Raven Cat Homestead, aka Cecilia. So, but just looking at the equipment here, let me go back and out the shot here on it. So, to get the equipment on it, there are some great videos out there on it. A lot of channels have done videos on it.
I really, really want one of those chicken pluckers.
Yeah,
A lot easier.
Josh at Stony Ridge Farmer has done a couple videos on doing the chickens, and I think Hidden. I can't think of it now. He's down there in Oklahoma near keeping it Dutch. And I think Dutch has done it a couple too on chickens, but he's done some of them up there, videos on doing the chicken stuff. And they talked about the different type of ones you get here. You got your hot vat, your other one pumping water through it, and these things spins, and some have the spinners on it, so it gets all. But it costs money. It costs money to get this equipment.
Right.
And
Lala Farm did it. Hidden lights. Is it Hidden Valley Lights or Hidden Lights?
There's Hidden Harvest Lights.
Right. I think it's Brad's channel where he does the whole bit with plucking chickens.
Yeah. But yeah.
You mean Walmart? Walmart's selling real thing? I mean, they're not just grown. They're not manufactured chickens. It's real birds that got to pluck feathers off.
Yes.
Mhm.
You mean I can't? If the food disappears, I have to do it myself.
Yes.
Oh man!
If Uncle
I just
Alan
wanna
can
go to Walmart.
butcher and kill 500 capons in 2 days, you can do it, Dave. I'll show
I
you
know
how
I
to
can
do it.
I'm just repeating some of the people I used to live next to said.
Yeah. Hey, Drops. But is that plucker a really good one?
Yeah, that's what I would be concerned with, because most pluckers around $300 to $400.
Exactly. I've never seen one down for $54.
No, I mean they sell those little rubber things. You can make your own,
Right.
Probably for about $54 if you really wanted to. But
right, basically it's a drum with little nodules to knock off the feathers.
And it spins it, and those nodules that are done. I mean, above the nodules there, you see the black ring inside that squirting water down in.
Yep.
Froze. Yep. All right. So how many more? I think that's the last one. That's the last one.
He said his attaches to a drill. I've seen those before. They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Here's an example, folks. Don't get attached to Bessie. Bessie cooks up real good when I'm hungry. I have to feed people too. I made dinner for 16 people tonight, and a lot of you guys forget, and they brought it up very good on the private chat, is budgeting. It's a hobby farm, if you do not make it $25,000 a year, that's minimum. That just pays the feed, electricity, your land tax and stuff. If you don't reach that goal, all you're doing is making a hobby and they're 45 and they're playing in the mud.
Okay.
That always gets my goat. But
so far, ours is a hobby because we haven't made any profit. But
I'm sharing a picture just for you, Gil.
Boy.
It's too funny, folks.
It is. All right. We're not going to get any trouble showing it, are we?
It was on Twitter.
I'm frozen.
That'd be most people on the farm because they never farm in their life. They don't know it's a 14-hour day job. You wake up before 14? The sun.
It's an all day. It's an all day job.
No. I wish I only had to work 14 hours on the farms I've been on. And I grew up on a few through foster homes. That was an 18-hour a day job. The other hours, you got 4 hours of sleep. And the other 2 hours was for pee, poop, shower, and school.
Yeah, I wish it's just like ours is like an all day thing, especially with the garden. It gets pretty exhausting.
Okay.
I think all these overprivileged who think they need everything handed to them are so bent on being overprivileged. I think you owe them everything, even though they've done nothing to earn it. You need to go spend about 6 months each on a farm to learn hard, back-breaking work.
I saw a great mime on that. And it said, it had a picture of a barn, farmer sitting in front. It said, Old McDonald's real-time gym.
Mm-hmm.
Big digging ditches, plucking chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got something here just looking up because Oh, the Kraken's in the house. Woo!
The Kraken.
The Kraken, no.
All right, so let me throw this up here because of what Drops put in there. So on Amazon, your fully automated pluckers, you know, $377, $469, $469, $489,
I have one on my
$499.
Amazon wish list, and I can't remember which one it is, but
Yeah. Okay. Here's the drill one. So you put them in, instead of them going around and the bucket and the fingers remaining stable, stationary. You know, they have something that just spins the chicken around and stuff. But so you get that.
I want to see somebody put that in their drill, and I want to watch them sit there and try and beat up that poor chicken with that thing. Their arms are going to hurt so bad after the first one. They're not going to want to do the other 22 they got to do.
Yeah.
I would think. Where was that one? There was one up there. It said a limited time deal on the left up, way at the top.
That's that one right there.
Oh, is it that
here.
one? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's sponsored. That's the one that's running the video on it. It's usually it's $60 off is what it is.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, I believe that's a lightning deal that's going on today. So,
Cool.
so there you guys, you got it, folks. Save $60 on this one right now.
Can I take and put that over certain, shall we not mention names, skull, and see if we can't knock some sense into somebody? Does it work the reverse? I mean, it'll pull feathers. Can we stuff something back in their head?
Nah.
No, I don't think that'll work.
No.
It was a thought.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm gonna
Frozen.
Back it up here. Fingers. So they call those fingers. So you can buy replacement fingers, and you got 150 fingers for $54.
I've only got 10, or I actually have 8 fingers.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not gonna make it. I guess I don't work.
I've never
Nice.
made one. So, I mean, how would you? Okay, so you make one. How long do those little fingers last?
How
Not
long you
sure.
gonna use it?
Has anybody
Yeah.
out there used one of these and had to replace it and decide?
Because if you have to pay another $54 like every couple months or every year, you might as well just buy a freaking chicken plucker. You know what I mean?
How
Well,
many
you got to
years in the
replace the
pro-
ones on the chicken plucker. That's what it's for, to replace them.
Oh, okay. I thought that was for
But
the.
if if you're innovative and can think outside the box, you can make your own using a lard
Washing
bucket.
machine.
That'll work too. It's not hard. You can hook a pulley up to a bicycle and then ride a bike to turn it. Depending on what the material is of those fingers, they should last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a cheap, crappy material, no, they're not going to last. If you're going to make your own, I would step up and spend the extra for the really good fingers. Go out, find an old washer, set it up on a pedestal, hook a pulley or a chain up to a bicycle, and have somebody pedal. That way, 2
Right.
people are getting a workout in one.
Right. If you want to see a homemade one, go check out Lala Farms. Little Rick and Big Rick made one, and they process chickens you would not believe.
They got a huge chicken coop, and it's a chicken Hilton is what theirs is.
Yeah. And if you ever saw the big chicken, the leghorn went in there, it was naked under 5 minutes. And pull it out.
Minutes or seconds?
Minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a fast process.
No.
Right.
I mean, you don't sit there and crank the drum up to 2,000 RPMs.
No, they kind of. And it's because I'm going to go back up here on it.
Right. And you have to hold
Find
on
that.
to the chicken too.
Oh, it's on the other one here.
And you don't want
Video.
the chicken goo on you, the old feathers, the other stuff flying into your face. That's why you wear goggles, folks.
And see, the only thing
Okay, so the bottom is
is
spinning. The
right.
bottom has fingers on it too.
Right, and then what that's doing is it's doing the popcorn effect. You remember the old board game popcorn?
Yeah, but bounces
Right.
it around.
It's bopping the chicken up into the sides. The side itself doesn't spin.
Right. So
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
Jump on it.
I wish.
Yeah.
Or you could do the
So,
old
you know what I'm
fashioned
going
way.
to do? If anybody's interested, I'm going to put in.
You're going to go out and buy. Hold on. I got to find it first before I mention it. I got to find it.
There. I put that page in the, in the chat there. If anybody wants to go in and look at all the different ones. But then, so besides, chickens is probably the first and the biggest number of farm animals processed by homesteaders. I'm not sure what comes second, whether it's going to be goat or rabbit. Rabbits probably.
Yeah, not a problem with rabbits. You just crack the skull, and that takes care of it.
Remember, we're trying to keep this channel family friendly.
I have a way to make it family friendly, and it does two jobs at once. Let me know when you're ready. I'll hit share. That way it's a surprise to everybody.
All right.
I've got the perfect solution. You ready?
Yep.
Flamethrower? What?
You can clean it and cook it all in one step.
Nice.
I can see the rabbit screaming as it broils to death. Ah!
Yeah, that's for chickens.
That would be horrible. Rabbits have a horrible scream.
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, rabbits. No.
And I had to,
do that to
in high school, I learned how to do the rabbit scream for going out hunting coyotes. And
that's a good way to call them in.
Start doing that right, the coyotes start coming from everywhere.
Yeah, my husband has a coyote call, one of those electronic ones, and he turned that on one time, and my dogs just went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now is the next one, and I think it's small games like pigeon, quail. What was the other one?
I'm thinking for homesteaders, a lot of them are doing quail, but then there are pigs.
I've never had quail. Is quail good, Uncle Al?
Oh, yeah, it's lovely. His Way Homestead, let me check my notes. He does quail, and it's fairly fast. You take a sharp pair of scissors, you hold their feet, and you chop off their heads and grab another one, and chop off their heads and grab another one. You have to get used of the screaming and the head flopping around a bit. But you go do 20 birds at a time. It's kind of gross. But it's very effective. You just use poultry shears and just snip off their heads. No cones.
So Dave put the link in there.
To not a flamethrower. See? Not a flamethrower.
We did use a torch, though, to get the pins out of the turkey. We burned them out.
Yep.
Okay,
so see, I wasn't that far off, people.
Not far off.
A little blowtorch.
Yeah, that's the only way we could do it. Those things are tight in there.
PROC.
Spring Ridge does it for the eggs.
Do not want to talk. Well, let's not discuss pickled eggs again. Broussards, good evening.
Hey, Brett. Now, back when I first started watching the Broussards Homestead is when they got their goats that they've gotten rid of, and they built the goat castle and everything else. I was watching it back then. But there's Stringridge Farm. There's a comment from them. All right, and yes, okay. So there's it from them.
Pooey.
Now, for other one, I don't know why that one book is in here, but there's one here. It's similar. I'm going to put this up here. There. Basic processing of livestock and game covers, beef, veal, pork, lamb, poultry, rabbit, venison, and more. There are several of them. So if you're going to be doing something like that, don't make the beginner mistake. Research it and study it first.
Mm-hmm.
And there are plenty of how-to videos out there from good channels where they do it a lot. If you want to do rabbits, good simple living.
The Ryzen will do the Ryzen 5, especially the Ryzen 7 will actually do a really good job of cooking things if you don't put a heatsink on it. I'm not kidding. If y'all don't know computer parts, go. Yeah, you can fry a steak on those things.
Yeah. And folks, on butchering, if you have an agricultural college or a community college with agricultural ties, they do have a butchering class that's about 8 to 6 weeks. It's very good. They use the same books, and they'll teach you how to butcher properly. And I think Maccabeus was showing how to butcher a steer. Take off the hooves and then gut the steer, put him on the hook.
Yeah, this series here is on my wish list to get. They got you go through the different ones here. They got the different ones as well. You know, beef, but they got I've got like 5 or 6 of that series I've saved in my wish list to get if I ever decide to do that. But seeing how we have my daughter was referred to a really good butcher around here, I think I will leave that to them. I'm getting too old to heft up a cow.
I don't think I was ever strong enough to pick up a whole cow.
Nobody is.
Block and tackle still is not, doesn't make it all that.
No,
right.
That's why you have a block and tackle and a tractor and a tripod.
Yeah.
No, you need the proper block and tackle.
Yep.
Because with the proper block and tackle, a 4-3 block and tackle, you can pick up 1,000 pounds by yourself.
Yeah.
But it takes the proper kind.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna just use a 1-in-1 or a 2-in-1. You need a 4-in-3.
We had a 2 and 3.
Yeah, two pulleys at the bottom, 3 at the top, and that's still a workout. You need to add 1 more to each, and that greatly reduces the amount of pressure needed to pull it. Because the last farm I worked at, the farm owner butchered his own, and he had a 4-3.
Yeah,
and he could do it. I couldn't. Of course, I was only like 13 years old, but he, fairly strong guy. He could do it himself. He could hoist them up and butcher them.
All right. Did that go in for all of it in the chat there? Yes, it did.
Yep.
So if froze again. So if Brett or Teresa or any of you homesteaders out there want to come up and share some of the things that you did wrong in the beginning that you learned from,
that's it. Put yourself on the spot. Come on.
Others, could learn from. Okay, discover sustainables. What does it mean? 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's basically on the top on a block. Actually, I'll just show you a picture here.
I was just going to do that.
Quickest way to do it.
A lot easier, folks.
4, 3, L, O.
My labeling may be off, but that's what we always called it.
Block. My fingers work right.
Brett's in the car driving.
Brett's in a car. Okay. Okay. So let's see images here. All righty. What's going to find a good one here?
Making any mistakes in the beginning. I've seen a lot of people make mistakes. Specifically, buy way too many birds, way too many chickens. I've seen people buy like 300 chickens from Tractor Supply, and then they're like, "Oh, how do I make a coop?"
There's a 2-in-1 right there in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. So this here's the 2-in-1. So you got two pulleys in the block, and 1 pulley in the block. And here's one that has. You got 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. That's a 2 and 2. But
for each pulley you add greatly reduces the amount of force needed to pull it up. That's a 4 and 4.
4 and 4, yeah.
And now, like I said, my nomenclature for it may not be correct.
Yeah, I have a 3 and 2 out here sitting out. Actually, still across the street, sitting out there. Big, heavy duty one. That
as a matter of fact, they show a diagram. Go back up just a little bit. They show a diagram right there.
This one?
The kind of sort of visualizes what we're saying.
Yeah, so the number of times it goes around 1, multiple times, goes around again. All the times it goes around reduces it. So this one here. So the more pulleys you have it running over, lifts so much easier. Yeah. But something like that would make it a breeze to pick up.
Stringfield Ridge, I want a goat so bad. I want goats, but trimming their hooves and everything else, I'm like, or even like dehorning them. I don't know if we could do that. I don't think that's in our future.
Well, just go watch your favorite channel. She talks about how bad the goats are getting into their raised flower bed or fruit bed.
That'd be all bad.
So, I mean, right?
Yeah.
Goats are a unique animal because they literally will find a way out of wherever you put them. They can jump extremely high for the size of their bodies.
Their feet
their feet seem to be like they're adhesive backed because when they jump on something, they seem to stick on everything. So, ouch.
Sorry, I don't know how to turn that off.
It's in the settings.
You have an Apple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know how to get in there.
Is that your phone doing it?
Yeah.
It's an Apple phone?
It's my phone. It's on the computer.
Easy. On the side here?
No. It's built in the computer.
It's in the computer?
Mm-hmm.
Or is your Apple phone connected to your computer?
No, it's in the computer.
Well, there's a setting in there that allows you to mute incoming signals or incoming tones. And it's physically different than the phone, but it does the exact same thing.
Oh, okay. I'll look for it.
It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's an Apple.
But you probably need to get Viper to help you out afterwards.
Yeah. I just don't want to do something to where I...
Well, all I do is I just, figure out where it's at. Then when you do a live, toggle it off. And when you're done, toggle it back on so you don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've had to do to my phone. Otherwise, this thing would be going off crazy.
And,
I saw that picture drops where they're walking on the bridge too. Like they love being up high and it's crazy.
Yeah. And the thing is, so depending on
all right, Elsa,
how big the bird is can make that if it's a bit like the Cornish game hens, which the Cornish mix whatever to get really big, and Cornish mixed broilers, whatever they're called, the big white ones. Shoot, my daughter has a couple in the freezer. They're almost as big as the turkeys you buy in the store.
All right. Now I will say one thing for all the negative we've said about goats. Goats do have a purpose, and goats can be very profitable if you have the area to keep goats. Keep them away from other important things in your property.
Yeah.
You can literally rent goats out to people to chew up field.
Yeah.
So, you can make a profit off a couple goats if you can keep them away from everything else you have.
Yeah. And one of the things about goats is if you have 2 or 3, not enough, because they are herd animals. They like to have a lot.
You can't just have one.
Yeah.
It's like a Lay's potato chip.
Exactly. In California, there are companies that have all these goats and stuff, and some do sheep, but the goats are the ones that do they put along the highways and stuff to eat all the dried vegetation or the green vegetation of spring, eat it down to nothing, so that when it dries out, there's not a fire danger. Yeah. And when they put goats out there, they put 50 to 100 goats out there. Because it's a big herd, they all stay together. Because they got herd mentality. And it's, we've got a community here. We don't need to leave and go looking for something else. Now, goats was something I was looking at to begin with, and several channels were talking about different types of goats. But your Boer goats is a meat goat. And then your Spanish goats, and then your Kiko goats, which are from Australia, which is, almost like the longhorn steer from Texas, impervious to just about everything. They're meat goats.
Which goats do, or is it sheep that Doug and Stacy have? They have, it's a hair sheep, hair sheep or something, and they butcher them.
Yeah.
They're really weird looking. I've never seen anything like it.
To me, the only kind of goat I'd want is the ones that go and fall over.
The fainting ones?
Yeah. Now, okay, so Teresa likes goat meat. Lee hates it. Now,
I'm in the same boat with Lee.
Here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking about. It was, his Arms family guy. His name just went out of my head. Daniel. Daniel they were raising goats and selling the meat goats to people a couple weeks before they're ready to be butchered. People would get the goats, finish them off, and they take and butcher them, or butcher themselves, or take them to get butchered. Well, the one year he had the video on it where he took them in themselves to get the meat back for themselves, and the place that was doing it also made a bunch of different flavored goat jerky from their stuff. So they got about that, and he said that was his favorite thing, was the jerky from the goats.
A dehydrator. Make your own jerky. Cost less, and you can control what's in it.
Yeah, but
I made jerky a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tim Fergal's still here, but up by him is another channel. It was Imaginator Wood, and I forget what Dave changed it to. But he has yaks up there on their homestead.
Oh, cool. Those are really cool.
And one of the other ones up there has the Scottish cattle.
That's Storehaven.
And up there, and they're just loving they just love the winter. They're nice and calm and everything else, So you also got to pick, and you not just pick, oh, we're going to do beef. Well, how many different type of cows are there? If you're doing just for beef, everyone thinks Black Angus, but these Scottish ones do great milking and produce good beef.
And also yarn.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's a lot of different things, to look at, as far as you got to research before you jump in with both feet onto what type of animals. I mean, he's like, we bought the new place here. Brandon was running pigs out here. He has a nice setup. Yeah, froze again. He has a nice setup, but after cleaning it out, I used my tractor. It had a big gate, went in there, I scraped it all out, took it across the street, put it in the field and stuff. The smell on that is not something that I am looking forward to.
Yeah.
But then when goats are in rut, I hear they stink with those things, and they rub it all over the place. They pee on themselves, they rub it everything. You walk out there, feed them, and they're all over you too, trying to mark you as well.
Right. And if the male goats think you're the alpha, prepare to get butted a lot.
Yeah. And now one of the things I was looking at was at one point I was thinking about was alpacas, but hey, we got morning glory up the yin yang here, and that's poisonous for alpacas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's something else people have to look at, is what weeds are in the area and natural plants that are going to be poisonous to what they want to get.
I don't think alpaca is the cash cow that people think it is either.
No, because
the fur and stuff. We had neighbors literally just down the street that had alpacas, and it was really expensive. And just to get their fibers, and then really, are you going to eat an alpaca? I mean, it's not something you're going to be eating.
No, they're not a very thick animal.
Yeah. So you're just basically raising them for their fiber. And, that's it. We went to an alpaca competition a few years back, me and my son did. And all their alpaca furs and stuffed animals, all that stuff is just so expensive too.
It is.
It's very desirable by the fashion industry, because it's so much softer than any of the other wools by sheep.
Yeah, it's very soft. Yeah,
but there's also
a picture. Gil,
Huh?
I shared a picture for you.
Okay.
Also, a problem with alpacas. They need a high altitude. It's fine in Colorado, no in lower Why? Because the fur gets kind of weird.
Mhm.
They need the thin, cold altitude to make that fur proper.
Well, here in Ohio, they actually, considering Charles and I used to live literally right down the road from an alpaca farm, and he had 150 head, and he has a nice spread. And every few years, he goes out buy a brand new Hummer, the GMC version of the Hummer, not the real ones. They've got nice vehicles every year. They trade them in every few years. They make a sizable living off of what they get, but they also have a lot of them. And it's a sprawling complex. It's not just one small field. They've got, 13 different pens. And each pen's like 5 acres each.
And they're not.
And they also have to segregate them too.
Yeah. They're not that accustomed to getting really hot. So you have to keep fans on them and everything else too. So
right, and you have to segregate some of them too, because sometimes they can be aggressive. And you won't know it until after you start raising them. And you can't just have one pen because they'll beat each other up.
Right. And another thing bad about alpacas in that kind of setting with 150, you need an on-call or on-site veterinarian, because those things will get sick. Like I sneeze and 30 alpacas drop like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Put a mask on, dang it.
Yeah. Hey, Prep Fort. Hey, Gray 1107.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Grumman.
Who else has snuck in here? I just saw. Must have chats flying by up there. So,
sorry, guys. I enjoyed angel food and strawberry shortcake. That's why I was gone for a little bit.
Shame on you. You didn't bring enough for the whole class?
Yeah.
Because I got my strawberries in early enough. And I'm eating good size one. If I showed people what size of strawberries, they say, we want to go over to Uncle Alan's house. And I'm eating
Mine are only this big.
All right.
How did you get yours so big? My plants are only this big.
No, I'm talking about the berries.
Oh.
The size of a golf ball, because I know what breed to plant. And I got the high English varieties. I got it over at my truck farmer guy that I pay $700 a year to grow them. So I don't have to worry about it. He does all the back raking work. I just enjoy the food, and he takes half the produce and he resells it at his food stand. He has a nice strawberry stand. So I covered one of my bases, and Uncle Alan's not old. He's just, how can I say it? I cheat.
Frugal. You're frugal.
I cheat.
You cheat.
I like frugal better.
Yeah, frugal.
All right. A couple of points here I want to cover here real quick before we wrap up the hour.
I think one of the things we haven't covered yet is not learning from the mistakes that are made, not only by yourself, but by people you know or associate with. You know, if you see so-and-so make a mistake and everybody admits that was a mistake, but then you try to do what they did and figure out I can do it better. That's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Right. Like, folks, don't milk a bull.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we haven't touched on here.
Oh, okay.
We've talked all about, animals and stuff, and we talked a little bit about the gardening and stuff, and from the slideshow and stuff, and land and stuff, equipment, farm equipment, homestead equipment, tractors, lawnmowers, garden tractors, the little garden lawnmower, riding on the lawnmower that has the boxes and stuff behind it, like just lost his name. Sand Hollow Homestead. Butch he has a little rotor tiller that goes on his little lawnmower and stuff. And whatever type of equipment you get, do your research and figure out what it is you're actually going to need to get it done. And it's, a lot of times, I've got two. Tomorrow I got to go out and try working on the carburetor on the old 1939 Ford tractor. It's acting up again. But it can do things my Coyote can't, and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, folks, bigger the tractor is, more mortgage payments you have to put on it. Because like we got one that I said to my nephew, you could buy a house in California with one of those tractors. Why do you need GPS, air conditioning, cameras? When I had a tractor, it was a little, Holt tractor with a little umbrella over it and with a middle seat, and you drove it.
Yeah.
My 1939 Ford doesn't even have an umbrella.
Yeah, our
why I had a
Kubota
Holt.
doesn't.
Yeah. So,
Well, you're just not spoiled.
That's something we'll probably talk about later on another live stream about, mechanical equipment for a homestead and all the different things you can do with it, and what you got. Talk about the pros and cons of each different type thing. But for those of you that are still here, Tuesday on Tactical Tuesday, it's going to be is archery for the option for you. However, it's not going to be here on Camppatton Family Compound. If you scroll down a little bit in the comments, in the about stuff, you're going to see that it's going to be moving every stuff over to Gray Man Prepping.
For
So
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays will be Gray Man Prepping, and it'll be all about prepping and stuff. And Friday nights will be all about gardening and homesteading and all the fun stuff that I'm learning here in Idaho.
Yeehaw.
All right. WD says he needs a bulldozer. Actually, I rented one over there. There's a video online where I actually rented a D5 dozer with a 5-way tilt blade and everything else on it, and the rippers. So,
Right. And how much that cost you?
For 3 days, it was $345 or something like that.
Right.
I rented it from the Caterpillar dealership. Great guys over there. And so, they dropped it off. They didn't charge me for dropping off and picking it up.
Oh, that's good.
Because it was coming from a job south of me. They brought it in. They said, it's going to be dirty. I said, no problem. Brought it in, dropped it off, picked it up, took it on the rest of the way back to their shop 3 days later. So, but that's the thing is, so you don't have to buy everything.
Yeah.
I've rented a bulldozer. I've rented an excavator, a small Bobcat excavator, and I've rented the Bobcat track loader. I got videos on all those. Man, that track loader, man, I moved a ton of dirt in a couple days. But figure out what you need. And so we'll talk about that stuff more on a different live stream. But we're wrapping it up here. Last things. So Dave.
Well, seeing as how he froze again, next Tuesday on mine, we're going to discuss freeze-dried and dehydrated foods.
Yum.
No.
Right. So that's at 9 o'clock Eastern time on Southern Ohio Prepping, and after him will be be over on Gray Man Prepping for is archery an option for you. Courtney, your next live is
Monday at 7.
You're going to take the weekend off?
Yep. Well, no, I'm going live. No, I'm going live.
Girl, you're going to burn yourself out.
Yeah, I'm going live tonight.
Warning you.
Okay, so you're going to be going live later after this?
Yeah, around at 11:30. At
11:30. All righty. So in half an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, she needs to go visit Mother Nature and grab something to drink and maybe a snack and smack Dustin upside his head a little bit. Tell him to get on his honeydew list. And...
All right. Good night, Teresa. So, and Uncle Al, are you ever going to do a live stream on your own?
I got to figure it out still. I keep forgetting and I fall asleep a lot.
Hey, just follow what these other channels are doing. Start a live stream. Get a couple people up there. Tell them, I'm taking a nap. You guys are in charge. Go take your nap and then come back while it's still running. Look at the watch hours you'll have.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not Will. I'm not Will. Sorry.
Well, next Friday on the Friday night special, we'll be talking about Mother's Day because the Sunday after is Mother's Day.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah, surprise everybody.
Get something nice for your mom. Get her a UFO house and put it on top of her barn. Freak her out. Look, Mom, extra room.
She would kill me.
Probably.
Better idea. Just take a picture of it, Photoshop it, and say, look what landed in the middle of the night.
You got
Don't
me
choke
that
on
one.
it, El. Don't choke on it. Wasn't that funny?
All right, guys. So we're going to wrap it up here now. We're after 11 o'clock Eastern time. And so any last words, guys?
Last words.
Gals? All righty. So as always, everyone, remember, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video, or in this case, half an hour on Courtney's channel. Woo. All right. See you guys later.